Welcome to WNBA Trending. I'm Ava, and today's top story is one that's taking the sports world by storm. Reports are emerging that a Saudi-backed basketball league is preparing to make an absolutely staggering offer to Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark, an offer worth up to $100 million to make her the face and headliner of a brand new women's basketball league. This potential move, if true, could send shockwaves through the WNBA and change the future of women's basketball forever. The reported deal, coming from Saudi investors with deep financial backing, aims to position Caitlin Clark as the central figure of a new global basketball project designed to rival the WNBA. Sources indicate that the new league, which may launch as early as next year, plans to lure top WNBA talent with massive financial incentives, world-class facilities, and international media exposure. At the center of this unprecedented plan is Caitlin Clark, the 22-year-old phenom who has become the face of modern women's basketball. Her journey from a record-shattering college career at Iowa to her rookie season with the Indiana Fever has made her one of the most marketable athletes in the world. Everywhere she goes, arenas sell out, jerseys fly off shelves, and millions tune in to watch her play. For Saudi Arabia, that kind of star power represents exactly what they need, a recognizable global figure capable of drawing attention to a new sports initiative. Caitlin Clark's name brings legitimacy, excitement, and massive media coverage. For them, she's not just a player, she's the symbol of a movement that could redefine women's basketball on a global scale. The rumored contract amount, $100 million, has left fans and analysts stunned. That's not just record-breaking, it's revolutionary. In the WNBA, the maximum salary for a star player hovers around $250,000 a year. Even with endorsements, very few players ever come close to that kind of money. A deal of this size would instantly make Clark one of the highest-paid female athletes in the world, surpassing nearly every women's basketball contract in history combined. Observers are drawing comparisons to Saudi Arabia's recent entry into other sports, including golf, soccer, and combat sports, where they've spent billions to attract top global talent. Their goal, it seems, is to create a new image for the nation through sports, and women's basketball could be the next big move in that strategy. But why Caitlin Clark specifically? It's simple. Clark isn't just a superstar, she's a cultural icon. Her college games broke attendance and TV ratings records. Her transition to the WNBA turned the Indiana Fever into must-see television. Her presence in the league has lifted overall viewership, social media engagement, and ticket sales to all-time highs. From a business perspective, she's a dream signing. A new league built around Caitlin Clark would instantly have global recognition. Fans would tune in not only for the basketball but for the phenomenon that Clark represents, a young, dynamic athlete breaking barriers and redefining what's possible for women in sports. Still, such a massive move doesn't come without controversy. Saudi Arabia's investments in global sports have often faced criticism, with many accusing the government of using sports as a means of improving its international image. Critics call it sports washing. And while the money being offered is life-changing, some wonder if players like Caitlin Clark would face backlash for associating with such a project. For now, there's no confirmation that Clark or her representatives have entered any formal talks. Sources close to her camp say she's focused on her training and upcoming WNBA commitments. But behind the scenes, the buzz is impossible to ignore. Sports analysts are already debating how the WNBA could respond. The league has relied heavily on Caitlin Clark's star power this season. She's driven record ticket sales, sold-out arenas, and unprecedented TV ratings. Losing her, or even seeing her entertain an outside offer, could be a major blow to the WNBA's momentum. The reality is, the WNBA can't compete financially with a Saudi-backed league. The financial gap is simply too large. However, Clark's decision wouldn't be just about money. She has strong ties to her fan base, her community, and the league that helped elevate her. For many, she represents hope for the growth of women's basketball in America, a player capable of taking the game to new heights. There's also the question of endorsements. Caitlin Clark has deals with Nike, State Farm, and Gatorade, brands that have positioned her as a symbol of integrity, inspiration, and empowerment. Aligning with the Saudi league could create complications, especially if her sponsors perceive the move as damaging to her brand image. But on the flip side, such a move could be viewed as trailblazing. A $100 million contract for a woman athlete would be a landmark moment, a statement that female players deserve to be paid on par with their impact. For decades, women's basketball players have fought for fair compensation. This kind of deal could change the entire landscape, forcing other leagues and organizations to rethink their approach to player salaries. The WNBA has already made progress in recent years, with improved pay, better travel conditions, and expanded media coverage. Yet, the league still faces economic limitations that make it difficult to match international offers. A Saudi-backed league could use that gap to its advantage, offering financial security that few players could refuse. Fans are divided on social media. Some argue that Clark should accept the offer if it's real, saying she's earned the right to secure her future and lead the way for others. Others believe she should stay in the WNBA, continuing to grow the league from within and help elevate it to new heights. Either way, one thing is certain. This story has captured global attention. Sports networks, podcasts, and news outlets are all weighing in on what could be one of the biggest turning points in women's sports history. If Clark were to accept a $100 million offer, it would not only make her the highest-paid female basketball player ever, it would send a message to every athlete, league, and sponsor in the world. It would prove that women's sports can generate major investment, major audiences, and major cultural influence. For now, Clark has not made any public statements. But as speculation grows, so does anticipation. What will she do? Will she stay loyal to the WNBA and continue to build her legacy in the United States? Or will she take a bold leap into a new global league and redefine what's possible for women's athletes everywhere? This isn't just about one player or one league. This is about the future of women's basketball and perhaps the future of women's sports itself. A $100 million contract would set a new standard, one that no league could ignore. Clark has always been a trailblazer, and now she stands at the center of another historic moment. Whether she stays or goes, one thing is undeniable: she has already changed the game forever. Her story continues to inspire millions, and whatever decision she makes next will echo far beyond the basketball court. The eyes of the world are on Clark, and her next move could define a new era for women in sports. This is WNBA Trending. I'm Ava, and this story is just beginning.